the heart of London has been transformed today into a vibrant scene of historical celebration, as thousands of people have descended upon central areas to voice their support for a fundamental change in the Middle East. Outside the traditional corridors of power at Downing Street, the atmosphere is defined not by anger, but by a profound sense of hope and jubilation. A sea of Iranian, Israeli, and American flags are waving in unison, signaling a unique moment of international alignment that many thought impossible just a few months ago. The air is filled with rhythmic chanting and music, creating a backdrop for speeches that emphasize solidarity with the brave citizens currently seeking to reshape their future in Persia. This gathering serves as both a commemoration of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice and a call to action for the global community to stand firm during this once-in-50-year historical transition. However, beneath the festivities lies a growing debate regarding the strategic position of the United Kingdom. Observations from the ground suggest a visible rift between the public sentiment and the current stance of the government. While nations such as Canada and Australia have moved quickly to back the recent coordinated military efforts, there are mounting accusations that the British leadership has displayed a notable lack of resolve. Reports have surfaced suggesting that the Prime Minister and the Defense Secretary may have distanced the country from its closest allies by refusing to grant access to critical military installations, including the strategic base at Diego Garcia. This decision could have long-lasting implications for the special relationship between London and Washington, as the American administration typically expects its partners to be reliable when the geopolitical stakes are at their highest. Failing to provide this support in a moment of crisis is viewed by some as a significant missed opportunity to influence the future of global security. For the individuals on the streets of London, the primary objective is to ensure that the people of Iran know they have the full backing of the Western world, even if the diplomatic response appears fragmented. The emotional weight of this moment is perhaps best captured by the personal stories emerging from the crowd. One organizer described the overwhelming experience of receiving a phone call from her sister in Iran, marking their first contact in 4 years. The news from inside the country indicates that many are finally feeling a sense of safety as the grip of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps begins to loosen. This rally is a powerful reminder that behind every geopolitical headline are millions of individual lives being forever changed. As the singing and dancing continue long into the afternoon, it is clear that this celebration represents a pivotal chapter in the modern history of the region. The world now waits to see if the momentum gathered here in the streets of London will be matched by a clear and decisive strategy from international leaders in the days to come. The atmosphere outside Downing Street today is one of profound historical significance, reflecting a sentiment that has remained largely suppressed for nearly 5 decades. While many in the West observe the unfolding events with a measure of caution, the Iranian community gathered in the heart of London is expressing a level of optimism not witnessed since the revolution of 1979. For years, the people of Iran have sought a path toward fundamental systemic change, and today, there is a prevailing belief that the strategic involvement of the United States and Israel has brought that objective within reach. The narrative on the ground is shifting rapidly, as all eyes turn toward the Crown Prince of Pahlavi. There is a growing and intense expectation for a formal announcement that could mobilize citizens to reclaim administrative centers and government buildings across the nation. This moment is not viewed by those present merely as a celebration, but as the critical opening chapter of a long-awaited struggle for a new national identity. However, this hope is tempered by sharp critiques directed at the British leadership. Many of those gathered in London argue that the failure of the UK government to provide overt and clear support is a strategic oversight that could jeopardize future diplomatic relations with a reformed state. The message being sent from the streets is clear. If the British government desires a stable and friendly partnership in the years to come, it must demonstrate its commitment to the Iranian people during this pivotal transition. There is a deeply poignant irony in the personal stories emerging from this rally. Individuals in London report receiving phone calls from family members inside Iran who, despite their own precarious and dangerous situations, are urging their relatives in the United Kingdom to stay safe. This highlights a well-documented and grave concern regarding the presence of hostile foreign agents and influence within the borders of the United Kingdom. Some activists have gone as far as to describe the country as a secondary base for the outgoing regime's interests, leading to a persistent sense of insecurity for dissidents living abroad. For many, the threat is so constant that they describe each new day as a bonus. This internal security challenge is a stark reminder that the conflict is not confined to distant borders, but has a direct impact on the safety of citizens within the UK. Amidst these complex emotional and political discussions, the reality of the military conflict continues to claim a heavy toll. United States Central Command has confirmed that 3 American service members have been killed in action during the most recent phase of these operations. Additionally, 5 other personnel have been seriously wounded, underscoring the immense cost of the joint intervention currently known as Operation Epic Fury. While jubilant scenes are reported in some quarters, the loss of life serves as a sobering reminder of the gravity of the situation and the risks faced by those on the front lines. As major combat operations continue and the regional map is being fundamentally redrawn, the international community remains focused on whether this current momentum will lead to a lasting democratic transformation or further cycles of regional instability. The voices gathered today are demanding that their message be heard at the highest levels of government, insisting that the actions taken today will define the geopolitical landscape for the next generation.